Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 39 of the Villain's Demands presentation of the Out of the Abyss adventure. Oh, I forgot to wear my shirt today. I just realized this. Anywho, I'm tonight's DM Smiley, and joining with me today are the intrepid Whitehammer Voice +1.
I am Grom Whitehammer, played by Evan the Great from Villain's Demand. I am a monk paladin, drinker of ale, talking to a sword that's half there.
Half there, half now.
I'm the Bearded Wonder with the Villain's Demand, and I play Triblock Whitehammer, the Dwarven fighter slash wizard. I can't talk this morning.
I'm JVD playing Notch, adopted brother of the Whitehammers. So I can knock off Bearded Lady and Stepsister off my list at the same time.
You're trying to hunt me, we're gonna have problems.
I said lady.
You can probably talk around into it, you don't know what that is.
Just go ahead and bend over and we'll spit a little bit.
So, where we technically left off, like as you were entering the cavern that housed the gates to the great city of Gracklstugh, I would like to go back and go over the last few days, because as the closer you got, the louder and louder the hammering became. You could hear the smith work through the stone. It was reminiscent of the boys' time back in Felbar and Mirabar and other dwarven cities, but to such a degree that it never ceased. You could hear the change and shifts, but they never stopped hammering. It was very methodical. Very little. There was no joy, but no sadness. Just methodically hammering of steel, growing louder each day. The heat started becoming more present. A ever-present mist of smoke began to settle about waist high in all the tunnels. As you finally enter the great cavern, that's, when looking across it, from time you spend in tunnels, this cavern looks like it was cut out to be a killing field. On one side, it's channeled by the Dark Lake. The other side is cut into a large box that leads up to the gates of the city. There are towers cut into the stone along the wall and above.
So this is very defensible.
Very defensible.
I don't like this. I do not like walking into an open area to a place I don't know. I'm not a fan.
You see two Duergar but near the gates. You are several hundred feet away.
And there's no one else out here?
Not that you see. You can attempt a perception if you wish.
I'm going to ask Sarah, is it normally like this? 16.
16. You don't see anyone else, but you can hear stone shifting in places from time to time. Here's the response are, they are probably invisible.
Is that a spell that they cast on themselves?
Not in magic in the way that we use it.
So it's more innate like I use it?
No.
As a tiefling?
Not quite. Theirs is not true magic.
So it's see invisibility, let me see one.
It works like magic, but it itself is not magic. So yes, it should. Though they may also take that as a sign of aggression, seeing how they, as we see them, they can probably see us.
And as he continues to talk to Trevok, I'm just going to start waving to empty places. And be like, I see you.
You know, it's like Budo just like walks up and does it with you.
So,
Jim Jar looks a bit worried.
Look at him, Budo, do you see him? Or should we just make him think we see him?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
How long have we been going that direction?
The travel has took you the last 4 days.
In that 4 days, is my bull got any more of his intelligence back?
You are now able to communicate with him telepathically. He does not seem to actually be able to speak as of right now. He says he feels like something's muddled in his mind, and he comes and goes.
Yeah.
He has there are moments, especially the closer you get to the city, that you can't talk to him at all.
I want to ask the Dragonborn.
Okay.
If that,
The slave.
Oh, yeah, the slave. I'm like,
Oh,
Dragonborn. Yeah, I
we know
forgot
she's
about her,
Dragonborn,
yeah.
She believes she is a Dragonborn.
I will ask if the rod feels like it's still pulling her toward Gracklestone.
It feels excited.
Do you still feel the pull of Menza Branson?
Not compared to the rod.
Maybe this rod belongs to a family.
Bubido, do you know, is these rods common here?
I've never seen one like it. They are magical enchantments that can lead you from one place to another.
Maybe we should try.
Though none with certain verbal or vocal apparitions as this.
Maybe we should.
It could be a joke.
Maybe we should try to offer it back to the Drugar.
I'm wondering
As
if
a
we
way
can
into.
conceal it.
Well, I'd rather offer it as a peace offering and
If
maybe
it was of Duergar make, then the wording that it forced you to speak would also be of Duergar wording, yes?
maybe I don't know.
That is no Duergar word.
Unless they won in battle, maybe it was lost.
It sounds like Celestial, if nothing else. I don't speak it, I just have cursory knowledge. Glanced it over.
Alright. I said we follow it.
Okay. She looks nervous as apparently it's leading her to the door.
Okay. Alright, fair enough. And yeah, I'll walk up with her.
Yeah.
Give a nod, tip my hat to the guards.
As you approach, they do hold up their hands. Hold there. Will you approach the City of Blades?
Open my hands. And show them I don't have any weapons.
I'll just tell them that we wish to do some trading in their fine city.
Trading? What are your wares?
Basically, we have some coin that we're wanting to spend, and maybe a few items here and there.
So a couple of pale skins go on to a Grey Dwarf city.
I'm not pale.
I wasn't talking to you.
We just need some supplies.
I'm looking around. I assume this place isn't lit up, so no one looks dark to me. I'm just kind of looking around.
We just need some supplies to be like, no, it will.
No, it will. You're being watched. Keep to the Dark Lake. If you attempt to cross the furrow, you'll be shot down within 10 steps.
I'll give them a bow.
As the gates open, I'm gonna be like, could you tend to point this furrow out to us?
You'll see it. Big cavern. Cuts the chamber in half.
We're not to go in there.
Chasm, I mean. Wording. It's been a long day.
Not going in there. Right.
Don't cross it. You can go into it if you like to live dangerously.
And I do, and I smile.
The wee one can tell you about that.
I like Bubido.
Oh yes, that's where they keep the data. And mine, of course, but he beats on the stone, the iron door, and you hear the grinding of gears and the clinking of chains. As slowly the door screeches open, and the first thing that hits you is a wave of nearly unbearable heat.
Pleasant.
Well, to you, it'll be fine. But the slave girl, she's visibly pouring sweat.
I imagine.
And like the clanking, the hammering. Now it sounds like you're in a factory now.
I'm gonna walk up behind her and just like chill touch. That chill touch. Chill touch.
I just touched her ass.
He did.
Chill touch.
She startles at the touch, but
They mostly do.
yeah. But she appears to visibly cool off, but she doesn't say anything.
And as if I see her sweating, I'll be like chill touch. It's
Just
the
keep
only
grabbing her
attack
ass.
cantrip I have. It's like I think I have chill touch.
Technically, chill touch does necrotic damage.
Does it really?
Yeah, it's touch of the grave.
Fuck her then. Chill touch.
Just throwing ghostly hands at her.
No, just showed her she's my slave. Chill touch.
Right on the ass.
Wow, I was not aware of that. Learned something today.
It's what Cadus would use to stop people's regeneration.
Alright, then she's kind of screwed.
I can
Yeah.
prestidigitation. That's
Pres-
cool.
a cool breeze is immediately dissipated by the hot wind.
What kind of lights in here?
The entire city is actually aglow from the Forge district itself.
That's what I figured.
In the distance, they do have torches and lights set up where the whole cavern is bathed in bright light of various natures. It takes a minute for your eyes to readjust to the now bright scene, and you see this bustling dockfront city with you see Duergar with stalls, buildings set up. Most people don't pay you any mind. There are several other races, like you see Drow trading, mercantiling. You see a team of Duergar, like on spiders. That's large. Some larger spiders carrying pack supplies while they're riding smaller ones.
When we see Drow, I'm gonna do my best to cover Rosaria.
Yeah.
So no one notices who she is. Like a cloak.
That's what I was saying. I was about to ask, do you have an extra cloak or anything?
Sure, someone does.
I assume you do. I will assume you do for Brett.
I mean, yeah, just covering her up.
You probably brought a few changes of clothes with you when you found out you were going to the Underdark to begin with.
Sure.
The Drow children, do they have any kind of markings on their clothing or anything?
Their clothing looks a bit tattered from the travel, but they seem to be of fairly fine make.
The house that they're from, do they have a thimble?
You wouldn't know it if you saw it.
Well, I'm just looking at the
But I'm
other
sure
Drow we see to see
they
if we.
would.
That's what I'm looking at. I don't want them to be able to tell.
You don't want them to be able to tell the symbol?
No, if they have some kind of marking on their
Yeah.
clothing that represent the house they're from, I don't want that to be showing right now.
To you, it just looks like Drow designs.
Okay. I'm not the smartest, but I would know
We'll just
that.
tell.
Sarah never mentioned anything about being shown.
So I assume if there was something dangerous showing, Sarah would.
Or Rosaria needs to point it out to us, like her Drow house symbol.
Yeah.
Like if we're close to it. Does it feel like it's pulling her towards the way we shouldn't go, this rod?
The furrow,
Yes. Does it feel like it's pulling her that way?
it does appear. As you follow her through the city, you start a great gorge comes into sight that just cuts the land in half.
Mm-hmm.
It breaks the walls and everything. You see what they built bridges over it. She appears to be approaching it.
I'll ask Dubido, how can we get across there without causing any mischief?
You don't.
Not even with you.
I'm not allowed to cross.
Why's that?
Only Duergar and those chosen. I don't have a symbol of the Keepers of the Flame. I do not have a Stone Guard badge. And if I did, I'd probably be told I stole it.
So basically there's no one here, and I'll just kind of look around, that could have any of these forms of identification and get across there.
Not that I'm aware of. They wouldn't be wrong though. The thefts of them are quite common, especially amongst the Darrow.
That's my next question. Where do we access one of these?
They can be given out, stolen. The Darrow weren't trusted, to be honest. Why am I talking like Jim Jar?
I don't know. They fused.
Oh, God.
I assume they're of the same height and tire level, so.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe not.
while they're
Well, they're both
discussing
on
this,
top,
this
so.
plan, I'll ask Sarah if he'll accompany me into the market. Let me get some supplies. Tell him he's better versed at probably bartering down here than I am.
Fair enough. I don't see anything against it.
I think first we should find a place to stash people, especially these children, before we start going to the market.
Well, it gotta be the Gold One's lair. Jim Jar tells you.
The
The Gold Bronze lair.
what's this?
Restructured watchtower is now an inn for outsiders, non-Duergar folk. It's about the only one in town.
What about this driver?
I lost a good bit of money there.
Just following us into the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the least. Like you can tell, like people that have access paid her no mind.
Yeah, okay.
If anything, you feel that she might have given you all credence between the drow man, the two drow children accompanied by a drider.
What's the name of this inn? The Bronze?
Goldborn's Lair.
Um,
The water is
I'm gonna ask. Well, sorry. I'll be like, where were you staying when you left here?
We had been invited to the manor in which to discuss trade policies.
Do you not recall the name of the manor?
It was across the ravine.
And how did you get across there?
We were accompanied by Stone God.
Well,
But there were more of us than we were with a proper representative
fair.
and others.
Well, we could sneak into that side with one of us carrying his rod.
Or maybe we could perhaps get an audience.
You hear a roar in the distance. The cavern shakes.
Like what type of roar? Like bear roar, gorilla roar,
And
dragon roar?
Quite possibly, the entire cavern does shake, and your eyes are drawn towards the Forge District. Rising from it, looking like a ball of flame and molten rock, this reptilian form rises above the skyscape. It's not a dragon in any sense you've ever heard. It looks like it is living molten stone and fire itself.
I'm gonna grab it and be like, is that what you were talking about?
Aye, that's the beast.
Oh.
Delightful creature, isn't it?
What is it?
Yeah.
It swoops down and grabs one of the center flues of one of the chimneys of the forges, and it roars and it belches down a column of fire into it. The chimney glows red hot and smoke pours off.
So, I'm just gonna throw this out there and ask Buto, does that thing keep forges for everybody?
Aye. What's better than dragon fire than for forge work than an elemental dragon's fire?
That's fancy.
An elemental dragon?
Now, as a dwarf, would we be kind of impressed that the Duergar are doing this?
You might be a little bit scared of nothing else.
That's kind of impressive.
Yeah. You specifically, because you, like Ward, are not quite dwarf-like in a lot of your mentalities and things.
More quizzical.
Yeah.
Can't do it themselves, so like beast.
Does that thing ever escape, go on a rampage?
It cannot,
So it's like magically bound.
in a sense.
Or
So-
controlled.
Alright, yeah.
If we were to free this
No ground, not a good idea.
Another roar shakes the cavern as it picks itself off from the flue, and it can almost feel as its eyes scan the set and settle on you for but for a moment, before turning back towards another of the flues.
Can that thing get us? Ask Bilbo.
I don't see why not.
I look at Buto and I'm like, it must have been looking at you.
Well, what does he mean?
Because you're from here. Maybe it didn't recognize you.
What is an ant to a god?
I wouldn't say
Depends on how cool the god is.
I wouldn't say it's a god.
A worshipper.
If it's controlled, it's not a god, is it?
So there's a guy who played a character that's run around with like the most powerful dragon in for room. Right.
I'm not messing around.
So, it is no cloth. It is no cloth.
Definitely isn't now.
Not dragon cloth that fire.
So, I say we get supplies, like you mentioned. And then maybe, since you've already held this rod, maybe we sneak into over there past the Foro and find out where this goes.
Well, maybe we can gain audience.
What if it's
It'd
someone
be
that don't?
easier.
What if someone doesn't want it? With who? Who do we have audience with?
Anyone that would be interested in this. If we can just get an audience with one of the people over there, then maybe higher up.
What if the wrong people are interested in it?
That's what I'm trying to say.
But we don't know what it does.
Any large wars in a true large town.
Yes, but also if it's one of their spools of war that was stolen or something.
They blame us for dwarfs.
If it's that old.
And where did we find this at?
In the
Isn't this in the
That fallen
tomb?
city.
Yeah, the
tomb.
tomb.
Right.
It was with the daybreak.
It was in the room with all those spirits.
No, it was in the tomb itself. Daybreak.
I'll ask Rosaria, did you feel anything through that rod when that thing showed up?
No.
So it's not the dragon.
What if we hide the rod?
Now, if my presence is no longer
And maybe,
required,
like, try to ask
me and the
questions
children
about-
can find a representative and get out of your hair.
Sorry.
Who? Her?
Yes.
No, you're free. No, you're not going back to any trial house. Or I refuse the letter.
I asked Ravakos, what if we hide,
And
what
would
if we
you
hide
steal the children away as well?
Sorry.
Oh no, the children can go back.
They will. I will need to accompany them to a representative.
Where you can be taken back. Do you really want that life?
It's not who is what we want.
It is with me.
That is poor mannerisms to say nothing else.
Is it? Then obviously you don't know what free is. I used to be free once. No, we're not. I used to be free once. I know what it's like. Live by your own choices. Do what you want. Whenever you want.
Then how would the children find a representative?
We'll find a way. But I will not offer her as a bargain.
Said nothing about being a bargain. I'm just the only one that can find one, at least to my knowledge.
I'm sure there's other ways to find one.
We'll figure something out. That may be our way to get into the
Pardon me.
that chapel.
that I like?
If we tell them that we found some drought children, we don't know where they're from. They were on a caravan,
Yeah.
decimated. Maybe the Duergar would take them off our hands, and they could use them as bargaining.
Will the
chips.
Duergar care?
It's true.
Well, they trade with drought, right?
They trade with many things.
Yes, but this
It doesn't mean they
could-
care.
If they're nobles, it could make them look better.
From my
Or
experiences,
trade with
dwarven sensibility and honor, to the Duergar at least, ends with the Duergar.
They would trade it for, like, land or some shit like that, probably. And
Or
not
maybe
give
they'll
up
just make the children into slaves themselves.
It's true. You want to use the children to a drought house that has some bargaining power with a house here.
Yes,
So it's a matter of...
it's political power.
Yeah, it's political.
This would give the Duergar political power, which I assume that they
I mean, we
do
could-
as much as everybody else.
Because it's how the drow are, and I'll look at Seraph. We could literally use these children for bargaining chips against a different house. Like, hey, we have these children from another house, which would give you some type of sway. If you can get us into the city, we'll let you have them.
If we can find a house that is against
The
House
house.
Mesrum,
Do you know
then
the
we
house?
could. I know several houses. I do not know what is in the city.
Do you know who is against who? Edmonds of Ramsey?
What is against who there matters little as to what is here. I imagine there's Bainray here. Mizrum is prolific in the areas because of the slave trade here. I do not know what else will be here.
Because I'm going to imagine that if we return the children to Mizrum, there would not be any benefit in that for us.
I do know that I can't do that Bainray and Mizrum are allied, at least for the moment. So those are two houses to avoid, especially given our previous capturing experience.
Well, let's get them to the end.
There is also Zorlin, whom are against House Mizrum.
Which this is Rosaria that
Yes.
speaks
How
of.
how powerful are they? Are they powerful?
They
enough
were
to
one of the
oppose?
great houses until they attempted to settle in Gauntlgrim.
So now they don't have any power.
They have some. Their influence is in flux at the moment.
So would they see this as a way to regain their power?
Possibly, but I cannot promise for the care of the children.
But I, for one, don't care about the care of the children.
Honestly, the children.
Now, I don't know how you feel about that. But if this gets us to where we need to go,
As long as the children are returned safely, it does not matter.
that's probably not gonna happen.
The Grom's not very smart, so
It's
he
the-
thinks
I
even if
could
they're going to
return
use
them
it for
safely.
trade to gain something, they still go back home, is what he's thinking.
But the slave says she can return them safely.
Yeah.
With her.
With her.
And I don't want her.
Because I could return them to their rightful house.
That would make, you would have to cross the bridge? No.
I could find Stone Garden and give them a symbol of house. Mizram and gain passage over to where the negotiations are being held.
So there are negotiations taking place right now.
Was supposed to be a month-long event. We still have 3 days before the end of the lease.
Okay, then why did your caravan leave?
To take the children back to Menzo Baranzan.
Alright, how do you think they will reward us if we return you and the children?
I know not. Drow are not known for their rewards.
Hey, yeah, that's why I'm looking at Sarah. What do you think?
With slave irons or blades.
I was about to say.
So,
None of you are Drow, or even if you were Drow, not high enough up on the totem pole to gain
But I look at everybody else like, but I want to do let's kill some drow.
And to be honest, the slave will probably be killed for allowing the caravan to be begin with.
so this is Grom speaking, by the way. So y'all was here.
Yes.
The children were there. They're noble heirs to this, what do they call it? This house. So then you got in charge to bring them back on a caravan, which was attacked by the Knolls.
Yes.
And the Knolls kidnapped these children. So
The
Knolls,
children were already here. I was with them. They have been
I
for the
think
last
that they
few
know
months with
who
the
they
matron
are,
mother.
and they was trying to use them for a wager as well. I think these kids are worth a lot of money.
They are not
I don't want
true
to sell
heirs
them.
to the
That's why
plan
there's
granted.
so much going
They
on.
have been
here.
adopted by it.
I'm just gonna say that I'm
So-
not going to the Drow City.
Whoa. So we're not Mizram bloodline.
Not directly at the house.
So they're not.
They were adopted from my vassal house.
Ah,
Gotcha.
Oh, so these are not worth anything.
yep.
The girl, maybe.
The female, maybe.
Not the boy.
The boy's not worth anything. He's probably be trained to be a soldier. Would that be correct, sir?
I will train the boy.
A wizard, actually.
Yeah.
I will not train the
Yes,
boy.
I was tutoring the boy in magic.
Yeah, she's
I'll be
mentioned
like-
that.
So does that make him special?
Not really, no.
He was meant to be a charity case for the good of the Mizram. Both of
I
them
know
were.
that out of game, but I don't know that in game.
Yeah.
Why don't
So,
you?
so there would be no point of returning these because technically, we could return them and you, which I don't want her to go back, and not get nothing.
Yeah, we could actually end up
Slaves.
or
No,
something.
I will not end up.
Or dead.
I will end up dead.
Why don't we just bring them to a different city and then she could raise the kids? They would be her kids.
Because I am pulled back to Menzo Baranzan
Yes,
even
we
now.
have to find a way to get the collar off of
We could just take her back to the surface. They're powerful wizards, so I'm sure could take that off.
Is there people here that can do that, Bill Widow? I'll tell you something different every time.
Man, probably.
Yes, but it's too dangerous. We're too close to the Drow City. What you're saying? And they trade with.
I want a few months off from
Yeah,
it,
Men's
but-
Brandon's quite a bit away.
I think it was about 5 months away.
Yeah, because you said like 5-6 months the last
Yeah,
session.
but if they trade with Menzo Brand,
Yeah, but I'm imagining they're probably not too fond of Men's Brandon.
The Duergar are not fond of anything that's not Duergar.
I just don't feel like this is a good idea to do it here.
Which I agree.
I feel like it gives us away.
Because we're being watched, remember.
Forget this.
And I'll look at blank spots and wave.
What about Stool's homeworld? I wonder if they had anybody there.
There's one to the left.
I'll laugh.
I don't see nothing.
Stools, what?
I said, I wonder if Stool's homeland has any kind of magic that can pull this collar off.
We have several types of magic, though. It's usually to cultivate the fungi and we have these really big things that once died, but they're not dead anymore, and they help protect us.
That's a no.
Also, I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? I'll tell him that.
They got big claws and tentacles.
That does not sound good.
They're trolls.
Sound like a mind flare for a minute.
With
You've
claws?
trolls and they
Yeah.
messed you up before.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! If you're supposed to play them right,
Yeah.
paralyzed, dragged into the
Yeah.
water.
Well, there goes that plan. Are we really worried about this rod? Are we curious to where it goes? Because I'm kind of curious to where it
I'm
goes.
kind of curious to where it goes, but also if it could get us across there.
Well, I think our best bet is to try to sneak across there with it and see where it takes us.
I mean, I can.
You hear a sideways voice from beside you go, "You know I could hear you, right?"
Who said that? Is what I'm saying. Who said that?
Bloody daft.
Who said that?
Jim Jar.
I'm going to
Oh,
take.
Jim Jar tried to visit me.
No,
before.
it's a Drew
I
guard.
know what it is.
I'm gonna take my sword and just start poking into the air. Who said that?
You hear about 3 clicks.
Oh, cowards are ya?
Click, click.
Boom.
No, bro, but he did it right.
That's what I'm saying. Cowards are ya? Can't even talk to me face to face.
All we do is hear voices in our head the whole damn time we're dying.
I care not for the insults of something that is less.
Ooh. You say that now.
Just like while we're on.
If,
Oh,
if I'm so less, then why are you hiding from me?
a dwarf does appear. A gray dwarf does appear.
Mhm.
And another. And another. And another.
Cool, this is what I was hoping
Another.
for. I'm gonna I'll take this rod, you know where this goes?
I've never seen it before.
Which led us here.
We
And
found
it's,
it.
it's leading us to the other side.
I can take it to the keepers, but it just looks like a bubble to me.
But it's drawn to your city across the Furo, and we are not allowed.
We like to think that many are drawn to the city.
Well, we are.
But this thing pulls you, literally. And maybe celestial in nature.
He goes out, reaches out to take it.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
He pitches it over the edge of the bridge.
Whoa.
Cool.
Fair enough.
Jerk. That was a little uncalled for, don't you think?
That might have been valuable.
Oh, but at least you can go down there.
Look over the bridge. What's down there?
There are stairs carved into the sides that lead down.
Mm-hmm.
You can see these large machine-like things digging into edges sides of it, and you can see, you can't tell what exactly, but you can see like moving to the bottom of it, and you can see the piece of the rod ding, 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 down one of the stairs where he got caught.
How many Drew are here?
6 appeared.
Okay, so how far is this thing down?
When he tossed it over, it hit a staircase and is thinking down, so it's about 60 feet away.
6 feet away. I can misty step that way real fast.
The stairs are about maybe 25 feet away from you. Like from the lip of the ravine.
I'm just gonna ask them where I can get some journals.
Dark Lake. You can probably find a stole from a gnome or something that'll give you what you need.
Why can't you give us what we need?
Because I don't like you.
Why is that? Because you're ugly? I look better than you, and I wink at him.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, wait, you
You need to get that checked out.
Oh, you don't like what you see? I'll let him get a good look.
I'll tell him thank you, and I'll tell Sarah.
So I was trying to get into a fight.
I'm like, Sarah, would you follow me to the location he said?
I don't see anything.
Don't see nothing. Nothing at all.
So me and Sarah just kind of walking away now.
I see black eyes.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you think of yourself as nothing. Thank you.
Me Me and Sarah were just walking away
Yeah.
to where he had pointed us to.
Yeah.
Just walking. Just talking. As we're walking away, I'm just like, you know,
You
he's
should
gonna
join
start
them
fighting.
unless you want to be in irons.
I'm just talking
Yeah.
to Sarah as we're walking away. Feel like,
Yeah.
now I'm just gonna start a fight.
I ain't started a fight. They started a fight.
You don't start fights here
Trevor told me
because you have no rights here.
He said I have to
Try
behave.
this.
I'm behaving. I want to act like Notch.
They're being more patient than is common. It's awkward.
So the kids are on the bull still,
Uh.
which I didn't think about that. It's probably getting very looked at right now.
Not as much as you think,
Oh, cool.
because it looks like a giant gray Roth. Well, it's
Okay.
similar to a Roth, because Roth is a cow. But
I will stay beside that and kind of steer them to the city.
you've seen a couple Roth used as pack animals.
Yeah,
Though none of that coloration.
I'm ready to get out of here. Actually.
So I thought these were your kin.
Oh boy, they are. Kind of.
If my mother looked like that, I'd have disowned her.
Well, I mean, you guys look almost exactly alike.
I am. You know what? I am bald.
Are we far enough?
Okay.
I
I
didn't
hear
think
this
about
anymore.
that.
Arrest them.
I'll take my wrist off like arrest me.
We will.
And there's my holy symbols.
You can follow Asmodeus as long as you want, but as long as you don't follow Ludogard, there's no use to you.
Fair enough. Take me in shackles, take me away.
They'll start chaining you up.
Fair enough. Hey man, that's how I live my life.
In chains.
From one chain to another chain.
I'll die-
And sometimes
I'll die away
between,
from my
there's a
knees.
lot of drink and possibly women.
When they get close enough for me to swing on me, let me know because I'm casting Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll drop my bow and everything. Make close enough, I'm
Right.
swinging.
They just approach you immediately.
Okay. When you let me know I'm casting and swinging.
No, you can gas it.
Let me see your Xanathar's guide.
It's 2d8 at base level.
Well, I need to know what my attack is.
Are me and Sarah
Is
far
this a
enough?
spell attack?
It's a finesse weapon.
Are me and Sarah far enough away?
That with
where we're
a
at,
thrown property.
We're not in this.
You're about 30 feet away.
We're just gonna keep walking
Yeah.
faster. I mean, like, Sarah, we should pick this up a little bit.
25.
25?
Yes, I almost critical with weapon.
That definitely hits a Duergar.
I would hope so. Before they start
Alright.
getting big.
Let me-
You go kill somebody. I'm over here like.
Evan, for
You
the,
know-
sake, for the sake of ease, because all these are also in there. Oh, wait, never mind, I found it. Alright.
I'm just walking away.
Do I get as many attacks as I regularly have with this thing?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just a weapon. It makes a weapon.
11. I guess I don't add my dex damage to this.
No.
There's 11 on the first one.
Now your blade,
Mm-hmm.
from your knowledge of the spell, is supposed to do psychic damage.
Yes.
But instead of him grabbing his head or something like that, as the blade hits the Duergar, he's starting to wither.
So. And the next one is 17.
17 to hit,
Uh-huh.
that's a miss.
Okay. Then I run.
He's him and the other ones that are approaching you are going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
Fair enough.
Specifically trying to knock you prone.
Okay.
So it's athletics versus yours, acrobatics or athletics. I can't remember. I'll let you use acrobatics.
That'll work. 21.
21. Right. The next one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say about 3. We're close to you. All right.
I rolled a 20.
You're still winning.
26.
You're still winning.
Oh, and that would be a, wow, man, I'm on it. That'd be a 25.
You beat it by 1.
I rolled a 19.
No, I was rolling low shit for the first 2. I rolled a 4 and a 5 on the dice.
I'm running.
So you see them like come down at Notch. He's like kicks up his feet, just takes off fucking booking it.
I told you guys.
And you see like the air around him starting to darken from this blade, just absorbing in any source of light. And you hear like shouts as not 2 more or 3 more, but a dozen more Duergar appear from around y'all, and they're taking off after him. So you have about 17 Duergar chasing you right now.
Cool.
Should I get on my bull and try to catch him?
I'm gonna yell, hide the drow prince and princess.
And then half the Duergar stop and turn to you.
They named me princess.
Roll me a persuasion check with or a deception check with disadvantage.
You said with disadvantage? That should be with advantage. That was
What
smart
is
for girl.
deception? Is deception charisma?
Yes.
Yes, +1 with a disadvantage. That is a 6.
Take him in chains! Get the children to the beast. And the gnome.
Hit the bull in the ass and say, go! Follow not.
Now follow me.
Where'd the damn Darrow go?
Oh my god.
The bull takes off.
This went downhill so fast.
I'm caught.
This was the worst place for me to come to.
We haven't been to the city for what, 10 minutes?
The bull
Hey,
takes
I
off.
wasn't here when you guys voted to come here.
I don't know if they-
What's your bull's AC?
It's 11.
11? Oh shit.
It goes down. I got sacked potatoes.
So I said half of them were turned to you.
Did it take off running first, or did they hit it?
It's while you're running their attacks opportunity.
No, I'm not on it.
Your bull has
Your
the
bull.
children though.
Oh, yeah. They hit the children?
They're hitting the bull.
What
The
is-
children on it.
Yes.
We're dying.
I'm
I
not
bet you
dying,
start
I'm
fighting.
fine. I feel like I don't know.
Now,
You just-
with the 6th attack I made against your bull, I did not miss once.
Oh god, you probably go kill it.
I don't know what your bull's health is.
Oh god, I can get the lightsaber out.
22.
You're gonna make it worse.
I can't see the blind.
46 damage.
The bull is unconscious.
Your bull is rendered to a puff of smoke.
He's fall to the ground.
And all of them that were like there with you, the two that haven't done that was trying to catch you, stop and they just look as their bull disappears, like confused.
Blade.
Audibly, you hear the blade call out, "Slay the wicked